the time of his life. This is what Uzi wants to do. Be away from his team. Anyone gets sent down there, he'll just kill him.
In a 1v1 scenario, unless he comes up against the likes of Qiao.
Yeah. I actually feel like he'd probably just try and kill Qiao as well.
Oh, he would definitely try, and he could have the potential to do so if Qiao doesn't position correctly and needs a stun. Excuse me, a condemn.
Well, you know, condemn leads to a stun.
Yeah, especially when you're like in the mid lane and they condemn you into the top lane stun against the far wall.
Yeah.
Really like that ability. Seems really consistent on its, you know, distance traveled.
Yeah, totally. Standard stuff.
It's like a Bard Cosmic Binding. Between a Teemo Mushroom and a Bard Cosmic Binding hitbox, where are we?
About 1 billion. But more, actually not going to find the chain. Qiao pops Thunderlords, half the health of the Qiao. Not exactly the type of support you really want to be deleting though. Unbreakable Will probably going to be able to keep him alive through most of it.
Yeah, but if you can burn that ultimate for, you know, a 16-second ultimate, I say more power to you, Qiao.
Still has that 16-second ultimate here as well as QG are moving 3 members into the mid lane. They're going to be backing the tree, looking to try and grab something extra. Sunfire Cape now completed. Oh, Qiao actually going to eat a spear, and Swift's Nidalee doing work. Look at this guy, about 25 CS in the lead. Rod of Age is done at 18 minutes, as well as the Runic Echoes, as well as the Lucidity Boots. Still
The highest level on the map, him and Pekko, both level 12. From the jungle, that's a big deal. Compare that to Kondi's level 10, in particular as we get closer to Smite battles.
Yeah, precisely. And Kondi does have a Hex Drinker, which is a big deal against sort of the triple magic threats coming out. But WE, see whether they can have one of these miracle team fights once again. Use their heads. Get the right fights, the ones that they're actually looking for. Pekko actually going to get the Circle of Frost there under 0. Throws up the Unbreakable, but Moore does have to use his ult here as well. A little bit of an overly ambitious engagement out of QG, but not going to get punished too heavily as Swift is going to head over the top. GA in trouble as he's pouncing for it. Swift is going to get knocked out of here, but GA is eventually able to pick up the kill. What was that?
So aggressive and just not really communicated between multiple members of QG, not just Swift, but you were just talking about how Moore may be a little bit overzealous, forced to pop the Unbreakable, and then after Moore and Pekko disengage clearly from the mid lane, Swift caught out on the side and deleted. And not only does he lose his life, but they also sacrifice their TP.
Yeah. And GA is able to pick up that kill as well, so Dark Seal getting stacked. Big news. See whether they are going to be able to make anything out of that. It was a needlessly large rod picked up from GA. Still has his flash available as Pekko is going to head back over after picking up his blue buff. Clear out this mid lane of the farm. Of course, that turret very, very healthy. GA now looking to try and answer on the bottom side of the map as Uzi was shoving that one out one more time. But you can see Mystic this time able to keep up very, very well, picking up what Uzi is delivering to him. But Vayne sort of dealing with this mid-game relative trough. He's absolutely fine. 2 items now completed. Static Shiv was what he decided to go with. Add a bit of wave clear into the build. I like it a lot.
I like Static Shiv.
Yeah.
I think that Phantom Dancer and both sides of Shiv are in very healthy spots. I'm actually a big fan of Shiv on Vayne, just because, again, helping out with that wave clear in case Pekko does decide to go down. We saw it in game 1 that Uzi and Pekko were never really in the same lane, and Pekko was actually a bit slow on rotations when they needed his primary wave clear. But also the fact that Vayne's going to stack Static Shiv very quickly due to her base movement speed and her passive.
Yeah. Well, Dragon is going to fall down here. V going to deliver a huge wave towards the top side of the map. V just going to hold it off the turret one more time. Definitely something that he does like to do on this Maokai. Not wasting too much time there at all. As whoa, there's the QR combo from Qiao. Heads back to his distortion there as well. And Pekko says, can I have half my health bar back, please?
And that's really the scary thing for QG's comp. I like the fact that they got their comfort champions, you know. Uzi on the legacy pick of Vayne.
Yep.
Swift got his Nidalee, the champion that's pretty much been permabanned from him all season long. But there are tools to deal with these champions, and it's called LeBlanc, and it's Qiao's comfort pick.
Oh, there's the flash actually as the Frozen Tomb comes in. Uzi delivered a kill as he just does a drive-by. Final hour was, of course, popped, and QG going to transition this one into the outer turret in the mid lane. Just some sloppy play out of Mystic, you have to think, just because he knew that they were all there. There's definitely always an option. You flash and press R.
but much better communication with QG. They look a lot more organized when Uzi is involved with the plays. So notice no longer off into the side lanes, farming up his own itemization, joins up with the team, and suddenly QG look a lot more collected.
Yeah, well, there's the wallbang actually onto Uzi in a whole host of trouble. Has to use the flash in order to get out, but the flash from 957 is going to follow up, and Uzi's going to be dead. This is massive here for WE as they're trying to get even more out of it. Condi over the top here as well. Qiao is going to distort his way into range. B is going to get caught out of position, but he's pretty tanky. No mana though, and Qiao going to grab himself another kill, and once again, this mid-game, WE have just found some way of getting some picks.
It was the caster curse. I was just trying to compliment QG of being more collected, more focused when Uzi is grouped up with them. But they try a very aggressive walk around behind top tier tower and are picked out.
Yeah, Mora's going to be able to get some vision in here, and now it's Swift's time to shine. 5 members in the pit, and WE are committing. It's below half health now as well. QG with 3 members now remaining as Qiao does make his way in. He gets exhausted though. Back to his distortion as Swift out of the pit now as well. Condi will need to try and get this one, but Qiao's going to fall. Pekko's going to fall down as well. Mystic's going to be able to grab the Baron. Swift is going to go. It's a triple kill already if you include the Baron. 957 able to pick up the last one, and Uzi and B, they get themselves back in, but my God, WE, they make it happen.
That was almost disaster for Team WE, though. I want to point out that the smite was actually missed. Again, Swift is, well, he was
dead, basically.
He was the higher level with the completion of the Baron. It did allow Condi to level up, so he had the stronger smite after the fight. But the fact of the matter is Swift could have very easily gotten that Baron. It was Mystic that picked it up with the Lucian because Condi fumbled the smite.
Yeah. But in the end, WE are the ones that benefit. They have taken the gold lead now for the first time, and they have been able to do this. It just seems turning around a game. Around halfway through, 20 minutes. Seems to be when they can make it happen, and it's decisive calls, decisive plays. And despite the fact that, you know, that Baron was risky, and we are not disputing that.
It was a good job from their...
It was all 5 members making the decision.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage, as they're setting up a trap here, like you said, all 5 members making a decision to stand in this pink brush.
Oh, exploded. That is mincemeat on your screen right now as the Qiao just erupts. I've seen this. I think that there's a thing you can do in Vietnam, which is very similar, using a rocket launcher. Never mind. WE pushing up the mid lane. Pekko has his claw blocked. Zero's unbreakable. We'll see what more WE can grab out of this one. They've got a lot of turret damage actually if they can actually get up to it, but
and they've also got
relatively short range.
Control of all of the side lanes. Something that separates Team WE from a lot of the other LPL teams, again, is not only their understanding of when not to fight, but also their side wave control is quite mature.
Yeah.
For an LPL team, and making sure that they constantly have multiple pressure points to go around and minimize their losses when they do lose team fights because teams have to reset maps around them.
Well, right now, inner turret is going to fall down. Top lane going to be the next point of focus here as the inner did fall on the bottom side. Swift actually going to get caught out of position. Concussive blows is going to be there as well as Uzi does throw down the final hour, eats a bit of the culling, and Swift is going to take the rest of it on purpose, which is quite strange. But WE aren't able to grab any kills. We'll be able to get this blue buff though, and Qiao walks over some wards. That is not going to indicate that he's going to get picked out. It indicates that everyone gets the hell out of there. Because the LeBlanc is terrifying. Now Luden's Echo, another needlessly large rod. He's foregone any pickup of the cooldown reduction because he knew he wasn't as far ahead as he wanted to be. He just wants to have as much damage as possible. Whoa, Swift!
Speaking of damage.
Yeah, speaking of which, this is how it works. As Pekko used the claw, but unable to get himself in. Qiao takes a lot of damage. This inner turret is going to fall down. That is 3 turrets for the Baron and a 5,000 gold lead out of nowhere for WE. They clawed back what was a 4,000 lead for QG earlier on. And look, if my maths is correct, that's something like a 9,000 gold swing.
It's pretty massive here and a great Baron power play. A lot of it on the back of Qiao, who's opening up so much space for his team. Like you said, this LeBlanc has really taken off.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to 957 on this Poppy and how key he's been in multiple games throughout this series, particularly around the Baron pit. Yes, it was a risky play. They failed the smite, but they got it anyway. But 957 making the executive choice to zone out Swift for as long as he could.
It's beautiful. Can you feel the pride of Spawn somewhere in this office?
957 for me has always sat between like mediocre and good. And now this series, he's playing excellent.
He certainly is. Talking about the, the S tiers, things like that. Stepping up. See where the WE.
Especially as a complete, I don't want to say random, but solo queue player, just coming out of nowhere.
Qiao as well was another one of these top of Chinese
top
solo queue last year. Both of them really coming into their own, finding their own identities here as individual players and being played around by WE as Zero. Poked his head in, used the stand behind me to get back to his team, but QG grouping up as 5. They do want to fight for this.
Qiao is behind enemy lines. He's now been pinged out, but he's looking for Uzi. That's all he wants is that Vayne.
Well, the Blade of the Ruined King comes in. There's the condemn against the wall of Qiao. He's going to be invisible for now, but it is going to be Uzi picking up the kill. Condi grabs himself the Dragon. Swift tried to get it, but gets out of the way. And there's a massive pulverized QG. This could be the team fight that they're looking for as Mystic explodes on the back end. Hits a double kill for Uzi as he's flashed over the top. Zero now as well. Silverbolt's doing so much work, and Uzi grabs a triple. QG, welcome back into this game.
His old duo partner flashes the wall and chases him down. That's got to feel sweet for Uzi. Get some revenge. But great play, and really it was Mystic being out of position. Gets caught out. Uzi finds a great condemn into the wall and just pops LeBlanc instantly. Yeah,
heads up play, and Peko and Uzi don't need to develop much synergy, these two, but they actually worked very well there. That magic helping B as well, as they are able to take down this inner turret, closing that gold gap even further here on the side of QG. It's a very different game number 3 right now. Only 1,000 gold between the teams at 30 minutes approximately. A massive deal for QG, as they were able to get past that first hurdle that WE has really sort of
But look where the gold is allocated.
In last time.
So across the board on Team WE, pretty much every single member has some kills to their name. They're fairly all even. Check out QG.
It's Uzi.
Yep. It is entirely Uzi. Which again, if you go back to the play that Mystic was trying to make behind that Dragon Pit, if he had managed to kill the Vayne, that's game.
The crazy thing is, though, is that everyone is so incredibly close, apart from Uzi. He's 100% of that gold lead. Otherwise, everyone else is basically even. Spiders Peko uses the Zhonya's, but he can't create enough space as Qiao gets out of the top. The double kill comes in as Swift falls down as well. And WE, we were talking about orchestrating the fight. It started off as a 4v5. They finishes off it as a 5v5 and get 3 kills for nothing.
And congratulations, Team WE, because they're going to perhaps end the game here, for sure get an in-hit, walk back to the Baron, but it was just beautiful execution of all of the tools they have to deal with that Vayne. Again, Mystic flying past the back line, lands on top of Vayne trying to blow up, followed up by 957, heroic charging forward, finding the stun that actually kills the Vayne. Yeah,
12 seconds here as well on Uzi, who's watching his Nexus turrets evaporate. The rest of QG just trying to create as much of a nuisance of themselves as possible, but Mystic is going to be able to take down these turrets. The Nexus is going to be next on the menu, and WE a 3-0 swing.